Today on Twin J Racing, we're working on this. We're going to change the cold side cold side boost tube on my truck, because the factory ones, these plastic ones Ford put on here, are notorious for cracking here, or well, actually it's cracking down here. But we're going to get that out of there, and we're going to replace it with this, a Sinister Diesel, all aluminum, and then a nice silicone 90 degree where it goes into the intercooler down there. We'll get to that point, but follow along. Welcome back to Twin J Racing, everyone, and we're going to fix this boost tube problem on this truck. We're going to get this out of here. We're going to get to work on getting this done, and follow along. So, just to make life easy, we're going to go ahead and relieve the pressure on this. There we go. And then we'll take that off. I'm just being lazy today, because you know I have the right tools for this. Yeah, let's open that up a little bit more. I literally just had this off last week. There we go. A little bit of antifreeze. Nothing major there. We'll set that kind of out of the way there. We'll go ahead and take the vacuum hose line loose there. Oh, look. I left tools up here. Is this 5/16 or is this bigger? Nope, it's 5/16, so we'll go ahead and grab a hold of that one. Get that loosened. Alright, the vacuum hose and all of this kind of out of our way. And we need to, there's a clip right in there that you have to remove. Usually you want to start at one of the ends, but one of the ends is down there. So you get one end out, then usually you can work the other end out. Alright, it's out. We'll put that there because I think we have to reuse that. And then we'll take this off the throttle valve, and then we'll pop that off. Like I said, these are notorious for cracking and breaking, especially under boost. This one looks a little rough anyways. I noticed that when I changed my other parts. But we're going to set that out of the way there. We're going to take the rest of this boot out of the way here. And I mean, these are just over glorified hose clamps that hold this on. So I've even heard of them blowing apart. Now, let me go get my light, because I believe, is that 7/16 on that boot? Yes, that is a 7/16 socket on that boot down there. Okay, what I'm talking about is down there on the intercooler, which, I mean, this looks a little different, but it's a water to air intercooler. And it's this thing right here. But down in there, you can see a little clamp, because there's the boost tube, and it goes into a rubber hose section, and then there's a clamp down in there. Don't know how well you can see it on the video, but it's down in there, and we got to get that clamp loose so we can pull the rest of the boost tube out. Because right now I can't even see it with the camera in the way, but that guy goes right on there, and that's it. She loose. And then you should be able to just pull this out of here. It should be a nice and simple, just like that. And then this guy comes out. Oh, I forgot. We have to pull the, we got to pull this off. This actually just twists and then comes out. That's your cold air. Wow, that's awfully oily. That's your cold air intake temp. To pop this little clip off of here. Wow. There we go. So all of this, that here, in this, makes up the whole boost tube. This is the cold side intake that goes to the throttle valve here. This is the whole boost tube. Not very good plastic. This has actually been replaced once on this truck that I know of. The friend of mine, I bought this truck, he had to replace it, and he didn't put a better one on it because he didn't have time to wait for it. This will just get set to the side and put with spare parts, because you never know. You never know. You might end up needing it someday, or somebody else you know might need it. We're going to get the other one together. We're going to get it ready to go in there. We got the old cold side out. Now we're going to get the new cold side in. Fairly simple and straightforward. We got to get this boot. A nice Sinister Diesel boot. Yeah, dust boot. Down here. Yeah, let's move you guys and girls over here. Get it down here on the intercooler. There we go. Pushed up all the way on there. We got to put the clamps, because I'm not sure where the orientation of this has to be. I'm sure if I read the instructions, it would probably tell me. You know what? I'm a dumbass. Let's take that boot back off. Let's go ahead and put that clamp on there first, because unbeknownst to me, this will not... Oh, now you'll do it. Where I can put my hand around it, I can roll it all the way around the corner. Unbeknownst to me, it would not go around the corner. Okay, now let's try this again. Let's put this boot back on. Now, if there's a clamp involved, it doesn't want to go on. There we go. Now we got her on there. So next, we have to figure out, let's put the other clamp in there, where we're going to orient this one. I think something along these lines. Yeah, something like that. And let's get this. Push down and in. You know, this doesn't have as much give as the plastic one does. Go figure, right? Isn't that kind of the point? We need to there we go. Well, it didn't snap yet. Not all the way into the boot though yet either. Well, maybe it did click. Okay, let's pull that clip back off. Mainly because I haven't gotten this to pivot where I want it to yet. There we go. Hasn't went all the way into the boot yet. Now she's in there. And then you gotta work this clamp up because it wants to be a twisted pane. We're trying to get this clamp up. It's down a little farther than I'd like it to be, and I'm pretty sure it's right on where that thing is rolled into it for giving it something to grip onto. Ah, there we go. See, I couldn't get my hand down around that side to help it up, but we'll use the pliers instead. And then I think there's a clamp in the way here on this power steering hose that's not letting it come up the way I want it to. So there we go. That should be good now. Now we have to reinstall this clip. We'll reinstall this clip up here. And this is the original one from the Ford elbow. And that just snaps in all the way around. To keep that from blowing off. That's the factory part, the factory clip. Okay, that is all the way in. Okay, and then we have to put the hot cold air temp sensor in. Why do you not want to go into your hole? Why do you not want to go into your home? Are you too good for your home? Okay, you're going to be a pain in my butt. Everything on this truck seems to be a pain in my butt. Okay, so this goes in just like so. There it goes. And then it just turns in. That's all it does. So clip is in. We got to tighten the 2 clamps on it, and it's good to go. We got it down there into the intercooler. We got the boot pushed into it. Then we got it clipped up here. We should be able to make boost with this puppy. Let's hope anyways. Oh, I know there's a torque spec, but we're going to use Ugga Guggas.
Gluten tight is not good.
Gluten tight. All right, that spring is fully compressed. That's about all you want. Now we got to get the other spring fully compressed. Yeah, we're going old school here with the ratcheting wrench to tighten this clamp because there's no good way to get after it besides that. Now we got the clamp done, because I'm not going to make you watch me as I got in your way and stayed in your way. Clamp's done down there. It's tightened up. This clamp is in, the other clamp is on. We need to make sure and plug our vacuum line back in, because, well, we'd hate to not have that or have that blow off. Okay, Then we need to make sure and put this back on, because, well, this is lame. It would be a dumb thing to give us problems. And there we go. That is it for the Sinister Diesel. I mean, you can't really see it now. Sinister Diesel Cold Side pipe. So that should take care of all my issues with that. And we'll move on to other things. So like, share, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. And we'll catch you boys and girls in the next one.